Hey, this is the anti-social socialite back at it again. Thanks so much for tuning in. This on a replay. I'm just going down the street and, I'm always perusing these YouTube streets. So this is just going to be easier than trying to do a pre-recorded piece. And I was just flicking through, going through some of these female YouTubers because, I told you this man's ears must be ringing. Obviously, we know that Kevin Samuels is really, he's doing a work right now, okay? And I really appreciate what he does for women. And I happen to go on an infamous colorism YouTuber's channel. And yeah, I'm not going to call the name because I'm not trying to start drama. And it's kind of like, it was so ironic how this person was talking about how he is the one and men like him are afraid because women are basically divesting. They see what black women are doing and they are like, they're afraid. And I don't have the strength to do a pre-recorded video. I've just got to just go live and just put it out there because this is something I wanted to say for a long time, but oh my God, can I say this? The way I look, it's like we just have to accept that some of these women have to be left to go to the wayside. And I know that sounds really harsh, especially coming from a female, because females often try to cover for one another. They often try to validate and kind of soothe um, what needs to be said. There's a saying, the truth hurts, but lies kill. And a lot of black women, I was just at the bus stop and I saw this woman and she was really big, pretty face, but I don't know her personal situation, but she looked really down. A lot of women that you go on the street today, whether they're healthy, whether they're not, whether they're young, whether they're old, in their eyes is just defeat. Many of them are defeated because they've been sold so many lies, they've made so many decisions, and now it's like they have realized they wasted some of the best years of their life pursuing things that was not ultimately going to bring them happiness. And I know people who are older, like in their 60s and 70s, they've been married for decades, and you still see the wives doting on the husbands, you know, and you think to yourself, when you reach that age, who do you want to be? Do you want to be some of these older women who are alone, still talking about what they used to do, their education and their careers? Or do you want to actually wake up every day and you have a little companionship? You've got maybe kids or grandkids coming through. And it really hurts me to say this, but with women who have these huge platforms, trying to kick against what people like Kevin Samuels does, it just gets to the point where you have to say, look, anybody who doesn't want to see the truth, you just have to leave them to go. A lot of people know the scripture, the young rich ruler. It says that a man came to Jesus, he has youth, he had wealth, and he actually said to Jesus, what can I do to be saved? Jesus said, sell everything you have and come and follow me. And the scripture says the man went away sad. It didn't say that Jesus renegotiated the bargain and said, okay, just sell half and come and follow me. He let the man go. The offer is on the table. You ask, what do you want? I've told you what the criteria is. Either you accept or you reject, but I'm not going to alter my standard in order to accommodate you. And a lot of the women who double and triple down against men like Kevin Samuels, they are the ones who ultimately will suffer down the road. And I find it so hypocritical. I find it so frustrating. I could only listen to about a minute, and it was like nails on a chalkboard. I had to switch it off because the very tactic that she says men like Kevin Samuels use is like, oh, we're asking you to settle for less and date broke this and broke that. The bottom line is this: if a lot of these women wanted good quality black men, they would have raised quality black men. They would have dated them and they would have had children with them. Okay? The way we operate, the things that we do, The things that we say, thank you. That wasn't to do with me, actually. The things that we say, the things that we do, the things that we promote, the things that we support, it all tells black men exactly how we feel about them. And what we promote and support, that's what black men are going to do. There's a reason why black men like to dress like thugs. There's a reason why black men like to sag their pants or operate in a certain mannerism. It's because they want sexual access, because we validate them when they operate in a certain way. And so for your divesting team and your divesting crew or whatever colorism criers, you know, these people, they don't help you and they don't love black women. This is the bit that really hurts me, because when, you know, you can say Kevin Samuels is manipulative and he's manipulating black women as much as you want, but the numbers do not lie. When we look around in our families, when we look around in society and we see the number of single mothers, women who are single, childless, they can't get a man, they can't stay in a relationship, the numbers speak for themselves. So to try and make out like somehow it's because of black men why these women are single, it's just ridiculous. And obviously the question always falls on, well, how did these men get like this? They didn't leave the womb at 18. You raised them to be like this. This is why I did a whole video called You Swirlers Benefit from the Submission of Other Women. Because those women, they dated with a goal. They dated with purpose. They knew, when I get my partner, I want to have a house like this. I want this many kids. I'm going to send them to this school. The plan was already set. So when they saw a good person to marry, they just were like, that's it, I'm checking out of this game. I've got my prize and I'm off to go and live my life. And does it always work out? No, maybe not. But you get divorced, say, for example, God forbid, in your 30s or 40s, you're still youthful enough to find a 50-year-old man. He's had his kids, you've had your kids. You go off and enjoy sailing around the world. Kids are like, I need some money. I was like, oh, there's the bank account, just check it. I've dropped something in there. You know, me and your stepdad are in Tahiti or wherever. We're in Crete this weekend. I'll see you when I see you. That's how it's supposed to be. The black people, they want to develop late, they want to start late, and they want to raise their kids late. I mean, it's just like, I was so frustrated. You know, when I do a live stream, I'm frustrated. But I was really annoyed because the fact that this person has the heart to use the word manipulation when you've built an entire platform telling women the only reason why you can't get a man is because your skin is too dark. Your skin is not dark, because there's a whole continent of people full of dark skinned faces, and a lot of them have a man. So it can't be the dark skin. It's not the dark skin. It's the bad attitude. It's the lack of femininity training. Why? Look, if you want to level up, more power to you. It's never too late to try and improve yourself and make the necessary changes you need to make. I'm happy for any woman who's realized, man, I missed my opportunity and now I need to do something different, because there's grace for all of us. We've all made mistakes, yada, yada, yada. But the bottom line is this. The fact that you have so many femininity channels out here talking about how to level up at 30, 40, 50 lets you know that there's been a massive disconnect in the quality of parenting we have had. We have been failed. And what these women, like, you know who I'm talking about. And it's not the one I made the video on, it's a different one, but they're all in this clique and this crew where they just have this echo chamber of sympathy and pity, and they are the main manipulators with this huge following. They are the ones who are selling women these lies that it's not, it's everybody's fault but yours. And no, start with the women. Start with the mothers who neglected their kids. Start with the mothers who failed them. Start with the mothers. And of course, because the platform is built upon getting money from women, they're never actually going to be able to openly come out and say the reason why we have a messed up community is because women have made mistakes. Because once you start targeting any woman, you're going to end up targeting all women. And that's going to mess with these guys' money. It's going to mess with their viewership. It's going to mess with their following. And yeah, and obviously, look, I see you guys in the building. Shout out, hey Naima, woo! We got a YouTube gem in the house. Naima Buckner, welcome, welcome, welcome. I wasn't looking down at the chat because I'm actually walking and running. But it's great to see you in the house. So thank you for stopping by. Yeah, you know, the thorn in my flesh is a lot of these female YouTubers, because it's painful when you go out and you see women who should have been mothers, who should have been wives. The God truck making noise, and you can see I'm doing a YouTube video. You know, these women who should have been settled down, who had the opportunity to be great mothers, they would be great wives, they could have been great people, and they were just completely, you know, shipwrecked their whole life. And again, I had somebody come in my comment section talking about how I'm picking on these female YouTubers and I'm attacking them. But it's not about attacking them just for the sake of attacking them. This is not a game. This is not, I like a bit of a game. This is not Call of Duty, okay? You cannot redo this level over. The one commodity that we have that we will never get back is time. And for women, our time span is super short because we have that window where we have the highest number of options. So when you have a woman trying to sell you these false hopes that, you know, at 45, you can still go and get the kind of men you can get at 25. I just look at you, I look at you bad, but I look at the women who follow you worse. And this is really the whole point of the rant, because I might have to just come off and like sprint for this bus because I'm always on the go like that. But the women who really don't want to listen to the truth, they just have to be left behind. Like, this is a war. This is a war for the next generation. This is a war for young people. This is a war for our men. Because, and you know, I'm not like caping for men like crazy, but if you have fathers or brothers in your family, men that you care about, we can't talk about Black Lives Mattering and at the same time we perpetuate a lot of the negativity that causes our people to actually be attacked, because there's no justified reason for a police officer to put his knee on someone's neck, but he's going to feel like he has the right when he looks around and sees the community in so much chaos. Like, behind the scenes, low-key, a lot of people are thinking, well, even if he hadn't done anything this time, he probably will do something tomorrow, so it's one less one of them, one less of them. And the way women talk, they talk as though actions speak louder than words. And the way a lot of Black women have treated Black men and the way we have sometimes let them down or we've let ourselves down, it tells everything about how we truly value Black men and what we think about the Black community. And for these women who are in the divestment crew, I have no problem. If you want to date out, more power to you. Whoever you can find to be happy with and be in love with, that's great. But let's stop pretending that we can take everybody with us, because the people who don't want to build something happy in this community, they just have to be left behind. Not because we hate them, but because two cannot walk unless they be agreed. And people who are out here saying that, you know, men are jealous of us because we're Black and we're dating out, they're deluded. They are deluded. The numbers don't lie. No matter how much you want to talk about we're divesting, you cannot divest unless you have a customer to buy the product you're selling. So the only ones who are the masters of manipulation are these people who play on these women's insecurities day after day, telling them the only reason why you can't get a man is because you're dark skinned. It really, it gets on my nerves, and it makes me frustrated, not because I care about women having white men, but because at the end of the day, this is not a game. When you are telling these young women false information, in 10 or 20 years down the line, when they are past their prime, they have completely shipwrecked their whole life. Children that should have been born will not be born. Children that shouldn't have been born will come into this world, and people will ruin themselves because of this bad advice that they're getting from these women online who they trust. So thank you so much for stopping by. I hear your heels. No, it's not my heels. It's a fob around my neck. I've got a key, a couple of keys and an ID badge. So anytime you hear that jiggy, that's me sprinting down the street like a mad person. But because I have to say it while it's fresh in my mind, that's why I'm doing it now as a live stream instead of a pre-recorded thing. And I just really appreciate everyone who stopped by, everybody who will watch this on the replay. I'm just tired of female YouTubers. But guess what? If women don't want to hear the truth, if they don't want to take the telling, they just have to be left behind. And that goes for black men too. If there's a lot of black men out here who want to worship black women and carry on with their foolishness, we can't build a community or anything productive with them either. That's all I got for this one. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Like, share, and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.